What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have an interesting story coming out of the LCS. We're going to be talking about TSM, and we're going to be talking about some drama. This is a pair that is no stranger to each other. Obviously, the quote is every day at TSM is a banger, or every day is a banger at TSM, however it goes. All the way dating back to spring, and even this past offseason, we've had so many different stories, so many different angles coming out of TSM, and maybe, I don't know what caused what. I don't know if TSM being bad has caused a lot of the drama, stories, and craziness. You could also argue that the drama, stories, craziness has maybe led to them being bad and you know, had a bunch of distractions and other things going on. Maybe it's a combination of both. Who really knows? But it is no surprise to me, and it shouldn't be a surprise to you that we have some more TSM stuff going on once again. So after this past week, TSM, I believe, went 0-2, right? They got stomped by EG, and then they ended up losing to Dignitas, and what was maybe a little bit of a close game early on, but ended up kind of being a stomp by the end of it as well. And afterwards, we got this tweet from Kays that I will pull up for you guys real quick. He said, honestly, cannot say much about this. Gonna need to turn around with the week LCS break. Again, that is the week break coming up this weekend. If you guys don't know why they're on break or whatever, I posted a video all about it, but essentially it's just Riot taking a break, giving all their employees you know, kind of a week off. The LPL, LCK, I'm pretty sure everywhere around the world has a little bit of a break. I know the LPL still played this past weekend, I think, but maybe they had like yesterday and today off. I'm not even sure how it all worked out, but anyway, LCS on a break this week. That's a good time for a team like TSM. Again, coming off a 0-2 week, it doesn't feel great to lose a bunch of games coming into your break, but I think you'd rather have a break when you're playing poorly than when you're playing well. You know, you can practice, you can refocus, you can take some time off, whatever. But what got a lot of people wondering and got a lot of people thinking was Kays, you know, saying, honestly cannot say much about this, and that obviously makes it seem like there's a little something going on. It makes it seem like there's some drama. It seems like there's a story here that he cannot talk about, and obviously we know there was a lot of stuff that happened in spring, a lot of stuff that happened this past offseason that we'll never get to hear everything about, that we'll never get to hear the full details or whatever, and maybe you know, years and years and years in the future, maybe when we're all like 50, maybe at our deathbed, whatever, who knows. But it doesn't surprise me that once again some stuff is going on behind the scenes that we cannot hear about. Again, is this because TSM's doing bad? Is this stuff causing TSM to do bad? I don't know. But Kays has been one of the more transparent and vocal members from TSM throughout this whole year, which I actually think has been very, very interesting, because we heard leading into the year, Dominic Callis and all the guys at TSM coming out and saying, hey, we're going to be more transparent. We're going to be communicative. We're going to come out and, you know, give you guys the real, the truth, all that stuff. And that has absolutely not happened. TSM has been maybe a little bit better than years previously or splits previously or whatever, but overall I'd say they've been pretty secretive. They've been deceitful in some ways. They've definitely hid a lot of what's going on. Maybe a lot of that's for a good reason, but also it's kind of felt like a slap in the face after them being like, hey, we're going to be open, honest, transparent, all this stuff. And that's just absolutely been a bullshit, flat out lie. But hey, Kays still has that juicy Twitter account, you know, where you can always kind of go. Obviously, over the past 6-7 months at this point, he's had some tweets that have been deleted and had to be retracted. And he's, you know, maybe said too much at times or whatever. But still, that's what TSM claimed their mantra or their kind of goals for the year were going to be. But it does not end here. You know, it does get a little bit spicier on Reddit. TSM subreddit, they had this post saying TSMK's tweet meaning, and they have his first tweet here, the tweet that's still up, the one right here. It says, honestly, cannot publicly say much. Let's enter next week, but on the real, the results aren't acceptable, to be honest. And that's not exactly what he said here, so take this all with a grain of salt. This could be, you know, not a direct quote either, but I didn't see this tweet, so I cannot, you know, say for sure. But this Reddit post says that Kays tweet out, already issued a player complaint about player intensity. Is the first time in my career it feels like this situation. So, apparently he tweeted that. Obviously, if it led to it getting deleted, you know, he goes on to say, hey, I can't say much. So this seems like the situation he cannot say much about, but this is some drama. This is juicy. This is a scoop. What is going on over at TSM? You know, we hear all the time about players being unmotivated or burnt out, or hear about people collecting checks or whatever, especially as, you know, your season starts to wind down, or as you start to not do very well, or as, you know, the environment just gets so toxic, bad, whatever. There's a million different reasons why people get unmotivated, give up, stop playing, whatever. We are 3 weeks into the season for TSM, and yes, they are now, you know, if we look at the LCS standings, they are now 8th place, and after last split being 9th place, this has to feel really, really bad once again, because Last split went poorly. They went into this offseason thinking that they fixed some things, thinking that they leveled up, thinking that they upgraded with some higher expectations, some renewed expectations for the summer split. People were coming out and putting them top 5. Spica was saying they were going to be top 5 for sure. And now, after getting stopped by Evil Geniuses, getting stopped by Dignitas, it definitely looks like they're not top 5. But how are things like this happening? Kays is having to go so far as to issue a complaint about a player, about player intensity, 3 weeks into the season. That is a very, very horrible sign. That is very, very horrible news. It does make me question a little bit what's going on at TSM. What is the management, coaching, all this, that you can't get your players fired up, that you can't get your players focused. I think that this was also an issue in the spring split. There was all the talk of like TSM players not playing Champions Queue a lot, not even playing solo queue a lot, largely being unmotivated, and then, hey, it leading to not very great results. And the fact that we're seeing this once again in summer, hey, you just got a break. You guys didn't even make the playoffs in spring. You guys got a very, very long break after the spring regular season all the way up until now. Like a team like Evil Geniuses, they had to play the whole spring split, whole spring playoffs, whole MSI, and then they come into this split and they're still rolling. They're still feeling really good. They're still playing well. They're still riding high. You have TSM who's had all these breaks, and now after 3 weeks, they're already unmotivated. They're already having complaints about player intensity and all that stuff, and this is crazy. And this is, very, very interesting that Kays is coming out and saying some of this stuff publicly. Obviously, it's since retracted the statement, but saying that, yes, they have had to issue a complaint about player intensity. That is crazy to me. But also, I could see how statements like this can be a little bit dangerous, because this is going to make people start speculating, start pointing fingers, and that's how rumors are going to start spreading. And that's kind of what was going on a little bit on the TSM subreddit. They had this. They said, any update on the Kays tweet? Interestingly enough, all the LCS team members except one played Champions Queue today. This was 3 days ago, so I don't know, July 4th, July 5th, something like that. And he says, title, plus I know Hotline League was on today. They didn't get a chance to watch. Tenacity needs a contract. Tenacity is still on 100 Thieves Academy, but would be a viable option. And they go on to say that all the members except Hooney played Champions Queue on that day. So is this, is Kays talking about Hooney with player intensity or anything like that? Some people obviously have now seen that the jungler for the TSM Academy team, I don't know if that's Hyper or something like that. We also see the new rumors that Shenny is also getting removed from TSM. Is Kays talking about one of those Academy players like the jungler or Shenny? Maybe that's possible, but I don't really know why Kays would be tweeting that out right after the LCS weekend, and why Kays would really be tweeting about the Academy players at all. Like, yeah, that is a problem, but the Academy players not being intense or not being focused or whatever, I don't think would really make sense of why the LCS team is struggling. And then, yeah, so maybe it's about the Academy players, maybe it was about Shenny, maybe it's about the jungler, maybe they're getting replaced with Chime and Anda, but maybe it was about the LCS team as well. And it's also kind of interesting because I don't know if it would be about Hooney, because I don't think Kays would come out and tweet about issuing a player complaint and actually issue a player complaint. Say it was about Hooney, he's going to issue a complaint and then Hooney's like not going to play Champions Queue the next day. Like, if you got a complaint issued about you, wouldn't that be like a kick in the ass? Wouldn't you be like for sure going to play Champions Queue the next day? I don't know. It's kind of interesting. So, maybe it's their jungler, maybe it's Shenny, maybe it's Hooney. Who knows? That's all just wild speculation at this point. But it does seem like, again, only 3 weeks in, we are already seeing just a ton of turmoil, a ton of weird craziness going on. Some people are going to say, hey, this really increases the chances that Spica is going to be leaving this offseason. It's an absolute mess. TSM can't get their stuff together. Like I said, you look at the standings right now, they're in 8th place. They're coming off a 0-2 week. Their Academy team, last time I checked, was in dead last as well, or tied for last. Just an absolute mess going on over at TSM right now. You'll see CLG in 5th. Reggie, he's just going to keep talking out of his ass about, how if CLG's better than them, he's going to sell his house, sell his car, do whatever he can, buy whatever players he needs. Obviously now this is the second split in a row that has absolutely not been true. And I mean, we'll see. Is TSM even going to make the playoff? Playoffs is top 8 in the summer. Is TSM even going to be able to make the playoffs? Are players on TSM going to get benched? Is there going to be more drama, more controversy coming out? And then what is this offseason going to look like? What is this TSM team and the organization going to look like, not only in 2023, but going forward into the future? I don't know. It just seems like right now TSM cannot help to avoid drama or controversy or whatever. And then you throw throw players being unmotivated and unfocused 3 weeks into the season on top of all that. Seems like an absolute mess. I don't know. Good luck to him. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out the Discord. First link in the description below. I just checked. I think we have like 80 people in the Discord now, which is insane. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. But until then, peace.